welcome to the League of Legends Roundup for today, the final day of MSI 2022 Rumble stage. We had a few games that mattered today and a few games that were glorified scrims, including the last game that we all kind of hoped would matter. So let's get into it. If you haven't followed along, I have done recaps on every game, giving you the play-by-play in case you missed it, to the nearest minute in a much quicker fashion than it otherwise would have been for you to watch a highlight video. I do, if a play is significant enough or interesting enough, I will give you a timestamp and you can go back and watch the VOD if you want to. Subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you like this sort of content, if you like daily league content. I do many different videos, mainly about the four major regions. So, G2 and Saigon Buffalo start this day off. G2 continue their losing streak. Saigon Buffalo, nothing to play for. They really showed up in the final couple days of this tournament, and it's a shame. Maybe if they didn't get so weird with their Vladimir bot and things like that, maybe they could have succeeded. So, actually, excuse me, they got weird in this game, putting Gwen in jungle. Obviously, a pick we haven't seen lately. G2 would open this one up by going top lane at 3 minutes. Saigon would respond a minute later going mid and then get a 2v2 kill to get Prio down in bot. Getting that 2v2 kill was huge. That allowed them to take a mountain. 9 minutes, Saigon would then dive bot 3-2. BeanJ and Yankos both exchange doubles in that skirmish that goes 3-2. That would end laning phase with Saigon up 5-1, 3k gold. Saigon 2 for 2 on their attempts to make a play. G2 1 for 1. Saigon would then push their lead by going bot lane and then mid lane, getting a couple kills. G2 would answer by going top. Because Saigon Buffalo have the prio on bot side of the rift, they take a cloud. Saigon then get a kill in the jungle. 17 minutes, they go to Hextech Soul Point, winning a fight 3-1. Shogun with a double. That would put Saigon Buffalo up 5k gold, 11-5 in kills. BeanJ 5-0-4. BeanJ ends up being MVP on the Gwen. He played a fantastic game. It is unfortunate that Saigon Buffalo started showing up so late. I feel like BeanJ was one of the, Froggy and BeanJ kind of in the early parts of this tournament and even in Rumble stage were not very active. It was all about Shogun and Taki and Hasmid. And maybe if Froggy and BeanJ had shown up a bit more earlier on, this team would have a different result. G2 then go bot. They steal a Hextech Drake at 23 minutes to prevent Soul. That would result in Saigon Buffalo getting a couple kills. Actually, Saigon Buffalo got a couple kills, which resulted in G2 being forced to steal the Hextech Drake. Saigon Buffalo then kill Yankos, which then leads to prio over a Baron. They take the Baron, and then they end 3-0 in mid. Shogun with another double. Final score 18-7. They end on the power play. I know I have some Vietnamese subscribers. They are not happy with me. Now my predictions aren't too far off. I had them winning one game. They won two. Good for them. But I am curious. We did have this discussion before the tournament. Excuse me. How would GAM have done? Because you see how close Saigon Buffalo, they almost beat RNG yesterday. I mean, there is a world where this team could have gotten 4 wins. Do you think GAM would have made it out? And if that's the case, are you kind of, disappointed that GAM didn't go and instead went to SEA Games to dominate SEA Games, which we all, the talking point at the time from a couple people was, well, why go to MSI and struggle and finish 5th or 6th place when they can go win for their country? And it's like, okay, I guess I can see your point, but in this situation, it looks like they could have made it farther than, many teams had in the past for Vietnam. So, I wonder where GAM would have finished in this tournament. It's really a curiosity of mine because I think that the way G2 kind of, played in the latter stages of this tournament, I am curious how things would have turned out. EG versus PSG, big game. EG coming out victorious to lock themselves into the knockout stage. It was a slow early game. PSG taking an ocean, then going mid and getting a kill, getting a couple kills in the river at 9 minutes, which would be Juhan with both. A minute later, EG won a fight over the Rift Herald 3-2. PSG, I believe, got it, but EG won the fight. Jojo with a double. PSG then take a Hex Tech. 14 minutes to get a kill mid. 17 minutes, EG answer that Hex Tech with a mountain of their own after winning a fight 2-0. Laning phase would end. It was a long laning phase for this game. EG up 5-4. 3.5k gold at 18 minutes. Jojo 4-2-1 on the Ari. During laning phase, EG didn't attempt a gank or a roam or a dive, or at least heavily commit to it, where PSG were 2 for 2 on their attempts. 19 minutes, the game would blow open with EG winning a fight in the river 4-0. Danny with a triple. That would push the gold lead to 8k by 21 minutes. So between 18 and 21 minutes, EG were able to more than double their gold lead. 22 minutes, they take their second mountain, winning a fight 5-0. Jojo with a triple, Danny with a double. That leads to 4 minutes later, EG getting a Baron, winning a fight 3-0. Impact with a double, and then they would end with that Baron at 28 minutes. Impact with a triple as part of a 5-1 team fight win. It just kind of started snowballing after Danny's triple kill on the Samira. Easy game for EG. Kind of weird how the things work. You know, you have the rock, paper, scissors going on in the case of G2, EG, and PSG, that they all beat each other. Very similar to how we actually, we had this discussion as well before this tournament about mid lane, how, Caps always dominates Faker. Well, Faker always dominates Xiaohu, and Xiaohu always dominates Caps. So it's like it's a weird rock, paper, scissors of how these things kind of seem to turn out. Game 3, Saigon Buffalo and T1. It was a blowout. Saigon Buffalo struggled in this one. T1, and kind of spoiler alert for the last game, even though it was a glorified scrim the last game, I do believe T1 are coming in to the knockout stage, not only because they won the final game, which I'll get to, but they're coming in as the best team because of the way they're winning. They really crushed G2 yesterday, and they crushed Saigon Buffalo quickly today, and they beat RNG in a slow game later. So, in this 21-minute affair, T1 would open it up with a 2v2 kill at 3 minutes. Then Zeus would solo kill Hosmid. In exchange of kills, Zeus solo killing Hosmid as PSG attempt to dive. Saigon Buffalo then go top again. Not PSG attempt to dive. Saigon Buffalo attempt to dive. Then Saigon Buffalo go top a second time. T1 then go top. So at 9 minutes, we've had a lot of action top lane. 11 minutes laning phase ends with T1 up 3-2, 4k gold lead. So a 4k gold lead at 11 minutes is quite a sizable amount. During laning phase, T1 were 1 for 1. Saigon Buffalo 1 for 2. T1 then get a pick in the jungle at 12 minutes. Saigon Buffalo win a big fight in mid at 12 minutes. Bean J with a double. There'd be a reset. T1 take a Hex Tech. And then T1 just start rolling after that. After the Hex Tech Draken at 15 minutes, T1 just kind of took control. They won a fight at 16 minutes, 4-1 in the jungle. Owner with a double. Then they follow that up with a 5-1 team fight win. Guma with a quadra in mid. T1 then take an ocean. At 20 minutes, their gold lead has now ballooned to 11k. Carrier is 3-1 and 10 on the Renata. I debate on making Carrier MVP, but I feel like Owner did more in these fights on the Poppy. So T1 then win a fight 4-1. Owner with a double secures Baron, and then they would end with the Baron 4-0. Guma and Zeus with doubles. Just a clean, easy win by T1. They took care of business. They wanted the 2 seed. They did not want 3 or 4 in this tournament going into knockout stage. So they wanted to win their games. Excuse me. Owner, like I said, ends up being MVP. His Poppy was on point. He was making things happen. He had solid ejections in fights. Um, Maybe we see more Poppy as a result. Owner definitely was the best jungler in this Rumble stage, and that's without a doubt. I think that he played a great, set of 10 games because, I mean, Owner, I think, he didn't hard carry T1, but he carried T1 throughout Rumble stage. So, yeah. So that's it for board number 1. Now on to board number 2. Okay, now for board number 2, PSG and RNG. RNG crushed PSG in this one, knocking PSG out of the tournament. At 2 minutes, RNG would win a fight. Well, actually, at 2 minutes, RNG would invade. Not often did we see level 1s in this tournament. Only under a handful so far. And RNG executed on one in this game. RNG then got a couple kills in bot. They get a pick. They take an ocean. There's a fight in bot at 11 minutes, 1-1, and at 12 minutes, laning phase ends. RNG already running away with this one, 5-1, 3.5k gold lead. They are 0 for 3 on their attempts to make a play despite having this lead. PSG 0 for 1. RNG then take a cloud. They get a Rift Herald and get a kill. 18 minutes, they're already at Mountain Soul Point, winning a fight 3-2. Gala with a double. At that time, it was not even a even fight for RNG. Wei was taking the Drake as there was a fight in bot lane, and they didn't even need Wei to secure it. Now at 20 minutes, RNG are up 9-3, 5.5k gold. They win a fight 4-0 at 21 minutes, secure a Baron, up 9.5k gold. Use that Baron to take Mountain Soul, and then push their lead to 12k with the Baron, reset, and end through top 5-0. Final score 22-3. Zhao Hu ends up being MVP. He was on his Galio. Yeah, his Galio. Zhao Hu is just playing a fabulous tournament. In the early stages, we would say Caps. Caps did play a great, group stage, but, it was groups. And now in Rumble, in this losing streak, Caps has been kind of limited and non-existent in a lot of these games, where Zhao Hu, I feel, has been relevant in every game in and game out. He's definitely been the best mid laner in Rumble stage, and I may argue he might be the MVP of Rumble stage. Now, EG and G2. G2 end up going 6-0 against EG, which is whatever to me. Going into this tournament, I had EG ranked higher than G2. Then I had G2 beating EG in group stage. And I didn't have G2 undefeated, which a lot of people made a point of pointing out that I didn't have them undefeated. And then they made a point of pointing out that I had G2 6-4. And that ended up actually being wrong. You're right. I was wrong. I overestimated G2 in this tournament, and I underestimated EG. It's just funny how that worked. So it's funny how that worked. And the Boo Birds are quiet now, and I wonder where they are. Comment down below if you're around, if you didn't run and hide. So, EG and G2. G2 swapped laners to start this one off. They did not want the Jax into the Kennen, and they put Caps in top to go against the Kennen, despite never playing the matchup. So he was on Struggle Street, and Impact really took advantage of him during laning phase, which in the end, Impact was definitely the only relevant player for EG in this game. So slow early game, G2 take a Hextech. First blood comes at 9 minutes when G2 take a Rift Herald, winning a fight. G2 take the Rift Herald. EG win the fight 3-2 after, Inspired with a double. Inspired then gets another double in top 2 minutes later. G2 then take a Cloud. They get a pick of their own. And then after that pick, they swap back their laners, regular matchups. And laning phase ends at 15 minutes. EG up 5-3, 1.5k gold. During laning phase, both teams attempted a gank, dive, roam of that nature and failed. EG then take an ocean to prevent Soul Point. There's a fight in bot at 20 minutes. It goes 1-0. EG then get a pick. They take another ocean. So the game slows down as we get into the mid-game after the 20-minute mark. 27 minutes. This is where the game is decided. Vulcan is G2's MVP once again. Vulcan continues to be the lead weight for this team. He got picked, which caused G2 to be able to take the Baron, 3K gold lead, and then snowball and end the game. So, which, I mean, the game ends 7 minutes later, but this is what the initial spark is to give G2 an opportunity to get ahead. EG offset it by going to Ocean Soul Point. 28 minutes, EG get a kill in the jungle, but as the time they're doing this, Caps is taking down top turret and the inhibitor. 29 minutes, G2 win a fight 3-2 in the jungle. Danny with a double. 30 minutes, Broken Blade solo kills Jojo Pune in the side lane. That gives G2 a 5K gold lead and go to Ocean Soul Point. G2 would then end the game at 34 minutes, 5-2 in the jungle, Flacked with a quadra. So, Targamas ends up being MVP, and you're going to say, why is Targamas MVP when I didn't mention him by name? Well, Targamas's Pike absolutely gaps the hell out of Vulcan. A lot of champions that Targamas plays gaps Vulcan. I'm bashing Vulcan. The guy, I mean, he was the 6th ranked support in Rumble stage. I'm just going to leave it at that. Targamas had 3 kills early on. I believe he was 3-1-3 when the game was still close. Targamas's Pike was doing work. The matchup in bot lane between the bot lane duos, it was a losing matchup for EG in draft, and Targamas only expanded that because Vulcan sure was able to offset some of what the Pike was offering, but the Pike is still disgusting, and Vulcan he doesn't have something to match it. So Targamas ends up being MVP. He makes everything go, I think, under the radar for G2. I want to say, actually, if I look at this whole entire tournament thus far, Targamas has probably been their best player. Caps has definitely carried quite a few games, but like I said, the last few games, Caps was the reason why I think he's not the reason they're losing. That's not what I'm saying. He is non-existent. So he all of a sudden, if he's not carrying, who is? And then they start losing games. And I believe Targamas under the radar is the facilitator that gets Caps ahead, gets Flack ahead, helps Yankos out. So that's that. Final game, T1 and RNG, our glorified scrim. It was a tight game, 31 minutes. Definitely the closest one of the day. Early game, top lane was the focus at 6 minutes. There's a trade of kills. 8 minutes, RNG go top again. And then RNG open up a small lead. They take an ocean, they get a pick. They're up 3-1 in kills at 13 minutes, but gold is still relatively close. RNG 1 for 1 on their attempts to make a play. T1 0 for 1. RNG then focus bot lane, focus the bot side of the rift. They go bot twice at 13 and 14 minutes. Secure second Drake, which is a mountain. And then T1 take over. T1 go top, they go mid. And at 19 minutes, they win a fight in the river 3-1. Owner with a double. Owner, once again, ends up being MVP. His Lee Sin was on point. His Lee Sin has been very good this tournament. His kicks have definitely been on point. T1 take a cloud, and then at 20 minutes now, T1 are up 3K gold. So from 13 minutes to 20 minutes, T1 open up a 3K gold lead despite kills being tied 6-6. RNG get a kill in the jungle at 21 minutes. T1 take another cloud. The game slows down at 27 minutes. There's a fight in the river 2-2. Way with both kills for RNG. After the reset, T1 go to Cloud Soul Point. And at this point, T1 are just just crowding the base of RNG. They are clearly ahead. They are, like, their macro is just astonishingly great in this one. At 31 minutes, Zayas would solo kill Bin in the side lane, which is the spark that gives T1 the opportunity to finally take Baron. They win the fight 3-0 after they take Baron and end off of that. Final score 12-10. Owner ends up being MVP, like I said. So, you know, going into knockout stage, I believe that T1 is once again the top team. We're going to get into that over the next couple days. Tomorrow, I'm going to do my saying goodbye video that I did for the first 4 teams. I'm going to do it for PSG and Saigon Buffalo. Mainly because, obviously, like I said this before, I didn't watch any of the smaller regions play before this tournament. So I'm going to give my opinion on what I thought of these teams that I hadn't seen before. And as well as the next day going over my knockout stage predictions, which Rumble stage ended up being except I had RNG and T1 swapped. Obviously, Records, Records was going for broke, and not oftentimes do people get Records right anyways. But nevertheless, I'm 4 for 6, so I'm going to see how I do in knockout stage. Comment down below, how do you feel like today went? How do you think your team's going to do in knockout stage? Do you think that they've righted the ship? If you're a G2 fan, if you're EG, are you worried? Are you just happy that we made it this far? RNG T1, do you think you have this in the bag? Do you think this final game mattered at all? Kind of give your opinion. All comments and opinions are fine. Critical ones are fine. Even to a degree, I don't even care if people are toxic in the comments, to be quite honest with you. I approve pretty much all comments. I haven't deleted a single comment. I think the only way I would delete a comment is if it was like outwardly, racist or, bigoted in some way or something. So, other than that, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want daily League of Legends content. Later on today, I will have my Anyone's Legend LPL preview out if you want to watch that. And, stay tuned for more videos tomorrow or later today.